Uh-oh, he's back. Maybe former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg might be running for election after all. So running for president. Now, according to a CNBC report, Bloomberg has been talking to associates and told them in recent weeks that if Joe Biden, were to fail and drop out of the race before the voting begins, he would consider launching a late run for the nomination. Now, why is that? Well, he believes that the party is going too far to the left, and the person that has risen most in the polls as of late and is a really, really strong contender, Elizabeth Warren, might take the party too far left. Now, as a Bernie Sanders supporter, I look at that statement and I laugh because Elizabeth Warren, look, she's not deeply progressive. Yes, she's progressive on some issues and she has some decent plans, but too far to the left? I'm sorry, have you met Bernie Sanders? Have you heard of him? That's the candidate that I would go for. But anyway, okay, and that's the candidate, by the way, that should scare people like Michael Bloomberg the most. Anyway, now let me go to the anonymous Bloomberg ally who said, quote, on the presidency, I think it's something he wants. He has not been shy about that. But nothing can happen unless Biden drops out, and that's not happening anytime soon. Mm. I'm not getting a lot of confidence from this. No, they're very concerned that Joe Biden is going to drop out. Again, Joe Biden, he's done that every single time he's run for president. He's run quite a few times. He's dropped out. Not good. So now they're like, no, find somebody. Michael Bloomberg, Hillary Clinton. Oh my God. I know, right? I just said four, like curse words. Disaster. But okay. So now here's the thing. Again, Biden fades when they start getting into actual votes because he has this ability. The more he speaks, the less you like him. Kind of like Hillary Clinton. And by the way, he has, I think, more baggage than Hillary Clinton. So it's not good if you're running for president, which again, Biden has done several times and has never made it past the primary. So now that's the thing, right? Sanders. So Bernie Sanders, he wants to fundamentally change the system, right? Warren, she wants to tweak the system, do a little bit of change on the outside edges, maybe a little bit more than that, but overall preserve fairly the same system, right? Again, Bernie Sanders wants to upend everything and overturn the apple cart. Joe Biden wants no change, none. In fact, look, he told donors that under me nothing will fundamentally change. So now who else ran on no change, right? And so look, Joe Biden, why is he running then if he doesn't want to change anything? Well, he's only running for himself so that he can become president. That in itself is the end goal, not to help people, not to put forward a bold agenda, just to become president because it's a status symbol. So yeah, of course, yeah, that's why I want to be president, just to be president. Well, we're not interested in that, Joe. And look, it's the same thing with Amy Klobuchar, the same thing with John Delaney. They're out for themselves. They're out for themselves. And look, most of the, I think, other establishment candidates also the same thing. And not all of them. I do believe some of them actually do believe that, hey, man, look, this is where the country wants to go. And I think I'm the right person to be able to do that. Elizabeth Warren, I think, is one of those people. I think she believes that she's the best to try to change the system through her, I would say half-hearted progressive ideas, which, yes, go further than any of the other establishment candidates, but not far enough to actually have big change. And I don't know. I think Cory Booker actually believes. I know it's a strange thing to say. Beto, of course, I was born to be president. Get out of here with that crap. Get out of here. But anyway, back to, Biden, Warren, Sanders, etc. Right? So again, um, there's the differences between the two. And again, Warren and Sanders have actually a big difference in between them. And so, as far as though Bloomberg is concerned, Bloomberg's running for one reason, and it's different, I think, than a lot of other people's. He wants to pay less in taxes. And keep it real, dude. Bloomberg is a billionaire. He's worth actually between $40 and $50 billion. So if somebody like Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders wins, well, both of them have a wealth tax that's fairly progressive. Again, Warren's wealth tax is like sort of a half measure, but it's pretty decent. Where Bernie Sanders has an incredibly aggressive wealth tax, and so he's looking at that going, "Oh my God, I don't want to pay more in taxes. No, I want to keep all my money." And so if I have to run as a spoiler and make sure that Donald Trump gets another 4 years, well, then that's exactly what I'm going to do, unless, of course, Joe Biden wins the nomination, because he promises no change. That's how these establishment billionaires operate. They would rather, again, run a spoiler, have Donald Trump win, than risk actually paying more. It's insane. It's all about their self-interest, protecting their social class. That's why these billionaires, they hate Bernie Sanders and they fear Elizabeth Warren. The rich are so incredibly sociopathic, and I'm not saying all of them, but I'm saying a lot of them, that even the tiny tweaks that Elizabeth Warren proposes are enough to kick their greed and selfishness into high gear and let Donald Trump destroy the country for another 4 years. That's what would happen here. Okay. So now I believe the solution we need is Bernie Sanders. He's much more bold and progressive than anyone else. But also because I believe that every billionaire, like Michael Bloomberg, is a failure in policy and therefore should not exist. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.